Oh, jeez.
Oh, I got the Wi-Fi password if you want it.
Oh, sick. Oh, we got double jab and double jab. No, the Mad Knight combos did not get patched. It was just people overreacting to, like, you know, Twitter stuff. The combo counter also don't work.
Yeah.
It's like such a random thing to mess up as well.
Ooh. Relentless. So glad I ate that jack. That might have been it.
Okay, that's not the
That's one of the other nerfs.
Yeah, the nerf.
But, okay, if you hit me off 3 times, I think that's like, okay.
Yeah, that's fair.
At a certain point, I think I deserve to die.
Twice. Thank you for the Twitch Prime, buddy. Thank you so much. All the skill screens.
Yeah. All the time. I just like how they look. I actually haven't thought about that in a very long time. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, Smash 64 one, I have it in like
Trying.
Yeah, almost. That is pretty cool combo that no one really does. Like both the gaming and the music part. But with that said, I do think breaks can help. I think it can be easy to justify too many breaks, if that makes sense. But if you haven't really tested it, I don't think having one break, like for like a relatively short period of time, I don't think that would hurt. But I think it's more so important to like really recognize what those flaws and habits in your game is, and maybe not only thinking about it, maybe stuff like, you know, writing it down, stuff like that. A lot when it comes to like learning process, the more of your senses you use, the higher chance you have to like remember it.
I think one like important thing to look at too in response to that question is like really looking like and honestly assessing like how much fun you're having, and like doesn't mean that like sometimes if you know you're really on the grind and you're really serious about the game, yeah, sometimes there'll be nights or days whatever where it feels a little bit like work, but if it gets to a point where it's you've been playing for weeks, months, years even, and you're in it more for like you have to I guess ask yourself what you're in it for. You're in it more for like the result. You want to win and you feel like relieved when you get like a good placing more so than happy. Those are all really good things to look at and ask yourself if you're thinking about like taking a break. And then the length of break is also like a thing to think about. And you might just need a day or two off, or you might just need a week or two off. And I just listen to my feelings about that stuff. It's just like if at any point this like doesn't feel like fun or just feels like a waste of time, just don't do it. And like I felt that way for a while about it, and then I've taken like a lot of time away from Smash, and like now, especially because this is like a new game too, like this all feels like really fresh to me and stuff. And my break lasted. I mean, I've never really like taken like a complete hands-off break. I'm hands-off break from Smash. I'm too addicted. But as far as like grind, man, other than like the beginning of Ultimate. Probably taken close to like 2 years off of the game, and I'm like just now like feeling like I can do it again and want to like do the day-to-day stuff, like spend at least an hour watching VODs, spend time in the morning and night like practicing tech, coming over here playing, finding people to play like almost if not every day. But all those things feel fun. Whereas if you had asked me about that like a year ago at this time, it just those thoughts would have stressed me out. I wouldn't want to do it. So it really just depends on everything in relation to who you are.
But yeah, also like one thing when it comes to like the whole habits thing, like if we're gonna talk more like mechanically and stuff, like how to overcome it. So okay, first step is obviously being aware of what habits you have and what you do in those scenarios. But I think one thing that people don't do enough that is very, very simple, that I personally had success with at the very least, so I can't guarantee it's gonna work for you, but it did for me. If I have some scenario, like let's say the whole, let's say Olimar pre-patch, right? And you often fell for the up smash, you spot dodge, and you get punished, right? And then when you play, these scenarios happens like once in a while, right? They're not gonna happen every second, but they happen once in a while. And you're like, fuck, I fell for that spot dodge. And then like maybe a minute later it happens again, like, fuck, that spot dodge. And you keep getting punished. Yo, Ludwig, thank you for the raid, buddy. The 410 people raid. Let's go, Ludwig. Thank you so much. Yeah, you guys just caught us in a talk about habits. How to break them, the secrets. But what I was gonna say was that, so when you keep falling for this silly option over and over, and you get so mad at yourself, and you're like, how can I beat this dumb? Something I think is very good in these scenarios is literally having someone right next to you, if possible. Ask them to do this thing you fall for over and over, and then practice the counter play, like, over and over. And that way it will be part of your muscle memory. That's something that helped me a lot in certain scenarios, like, oh, in this scenario I always do this. So then when I was sitting down and practicing the counterplay, then it, for me, became more like natural to use that as well during the matches.